up with a predatory smile, that we are about to have the most productive illness in the history of the Navy. Sterling found Barnacle in the infirmary, draped dramatically across a bed. Barnacle moaned as if he were passing a jagged rock. "McHale. Sterling, I'm in bad shape. The doctors, they don't know. It might be the black spot. It might be the blue flu. Take it easy, Wally," Sterling said, suppressing a grin. "We'll handle everything. I'll take command. Percy here will be my acting executive officer." Percy's chest puffed out. "Me? Executive officer? Oh boy. You won't regret this, sir." "I know I won't," Barnacle groaned, hiding his face in a pillow to conceal his smirk. As soon as they left the room, Sterling turned to the gallywags. "All right, boys. You heard the man. I'm the boss. Full speed ahead. We've got a base to run, a party to throw, and $62,000 of payroll arriving next week that needs safekeeping." Chapter 3. The Sultan and the Seduction. The first day of Sterling's reign was marked by a sudden influx of essential supplies. By noon, the garter belts had been found and distributed with much fanfare. And by 2 p.m., a mysterious shipment of premium gin had replaced the base's medicinal alcohol. However, the peace was shattered by the arrival of the Sultan Suleiman of Shambhala. The Sultan was a man of immense wealth, 3 beautiful daughters, and a temper that made Barnacle look like a Buddhist monk. He arrived at the pier, looking at the SS Chaos with disdain. "Is this the vessel sent to rescue me from the clutches of the enemy?" "It looks like a floating scrap heap, Your Highness," Sterling said, bowing with practiced grace. "This is a stealth craft. It's designed to look like garbage, so the enemy won't hit it. Very advanced. Pikusano. Wanafe. Wanafe. Telino." The Sultan looked unconvinced, but his daughters, Princesses Leila, Jasmine, and Samara, were already eyeing the sailors with interest. Percy, meanwhile, had managed to get his tie caught in the Sultan's luggage rack. "My daughters are the jewels of my crown," the Sultan warned. "The man who dares to debase their dignity will answer to my scimitar." "Of course, sir," Sterling said. "We have the utmost respect for royalty." While Sterling entertained the Sultan, Groggy and the boys decided to throw a cultural exchange program in the bomb shelter, which mostly involved hula dancing and unauthorized gambling. Unfortunately, the sneaky inspection from Admiral Ironside was also commencing. Barnacle, watching from his hospital window, was ecstatic. He saw the gallywags sneaking girls into the bomb shelter. He saw Percy wearing a lei over his uniform. He saw the Admiral's jeep approaching. "This is it," Barnacle hissed to his sycophantic aide, Lieutenant Thistle. "The trap is set. Ironside is going to walk into a den of iniquity, and Sterling will be the one holding the leash." Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Gala. The situation at the banquet for the Sultan was devolving into a farce. Barnacle, unable to stay away from the potential downfall of his rival, had miraculously recovered and arrived at the dinner. He was convinced that one of the princesses was an impostor, specifically a sailor in a wig. "I know it's you, Groggy!" Barnacle screamed, grabbing at Princess Leila's veil. "You can't fool me with that mascara." The Sultan stood up, his hand on the hilt of his sword. "You dare touch the Sultana of Shambhala? This is an international incident. I shall raze this island to the ground." "Wait, sir," Sterling shouted. "The Commodore is... He's suffering from command fatigue. He sees imposters everywhere. It's a tragedy, really." Ironside, watching from the head of the table, narrowed his eyes. "Barnacle, you look like a man who's lost his marbles." Barnacle was dragged away, screaming about the hula girls in the laundry room. The next day, the threat of a fitness board hung over Percy Pringle. Barnacle was determined to break the boy down to a seaman second class for gross incompetence and wearing a grass skirt in the line of duty. Sterling knew he had to jolly up the Commodore. He sent Groggy to the dentist's office to borrow a tank of nitrous oxide. "We'll pipe it into his office window," Sterling explained. "He'll be so hysterical with laughter, he'll forget why he hates us. He'll promote Percy to Admiral out of pure joy." The plan was a masterpiece of plumbing. They ran a hose from the gas tank to the Commodore's window. As Barnacle sat at his desk, preparing the court-martial papers, a sweet, hazy gas filled the room. 10 minutes later, Barnacle was found standing on his desk, singing the old grey mare and trying to tickle Admiral Ironside. "You're a barrel of fun, Ironside," Barnacle shrieked, poking the Admiral in the ribs. "Let's have a fire drill. Let's all dance like chickens." Ironside was horrified. "He's gone completely mad. Sterling, get this man a sedative and a straitjacket." Percy was off the hook, but Barnacle's reputation was now somewhere in the vicinity of the ocean floor. Chapter 5. The Crocodile and the Court-Martial. Just when the Galliwags thought they were safe, a new threat emerged. Snappy the saltwater crocodile. Snappy was a local celebrity who frequented the lagoon. Percy, in his infinite wisdom, had decided to make Snappy the base mascot. One afternoon, Barnacle dropped his wallet containing 9 $100 bills and his top-secret identification near the pier. Snappy, thinking it was a snack, snapped it up. "My wallet," Barnacle cried. "Sterling, your beast stole my money. It was a trap. I marked those bills. I'm charging you all with grand larceny." The base was turned into a courtroom. Percy acted as his own defense attorney, wearing a wig made of mop strings. "Your Honor," Percy addressed the judge. A confused lieutenant from the supply division. The defense calls Snappy the crocodile to the stand. "An alligator?" "He's a crocodile, sir. Accuracy is paramount in the law," Percy retorted. "And he is the only one who can prove the money was never in our possession." The witness was dragged into the courtroom on a leash held by Sterling. Snappy looked bored. "Tell the court the truth, Snappy," Percy pleaded. "Did the Commodore plant that wallet to frame us?" Snappy yawned, revealing several rows of teeth and, stuck between them, the remains of Barnacle's wallet. "There it is," Sterling shouted. "The evidence, and look, the bills are marked with the Commodore's own initials. Why would he mark his own money unless he was planning to plant it on an innocent sailor?" The court was in an uproar. Barnacle tried to grab the wallet from the crocodile's mouth, nearly losing 3 fingers in the process. "The charges are dismissed," the judge ruled. "And Commodore Barnacle, I'm recommending you for a psychiatric evaluation for your obsession with reptilian witnesses." Chapter 6. The Payroll Pandemonium. The final straw came when the base payroll arrived $62,000 in small, crisp bills. Barnacle was convinced Sterling would try to heist it. He decided to hide the money in a place no one would look. Inside a decorative, non-functional, antique cannon on the parade ground. "They'll never find it here," Barnacle chuckled to Thistle. "It's the perfect vault." However, he hadn't accounted for Percy's sudden interest in historical restoration. "Skip, look at this old cannon," Percy said, pointing at the antique. "It's a disgrace to our naval heritage. I think we should clean it out and fire a ceremonial salute for the Admiral's departure." "Great idea, Percy," Sterling said, unaware of the treasure inside. As Admiral Ironside prepared to board his plane, Percy stood by the cannon with a torch. "Attention! For the honor of the Navy, fire!" Boom! The cannon didn't fire a ball. Instead, it fired a cloud of green confetti. $62,000 erupted into the tropical breeze, raining down over the entire base. "My money!" Barnacle screamed, running across the parade ground like a man possessed, trying to catch the bills in his hat. "The payroll! It's flying away!" The sailors, seeing the manna from heaven, began a mad scramble. Ironside watched in stunned silence as his Commodore chased a $20 bill into the lagoon, while Sterling and the Galliwags casually filled their pockets for safekeeping. "Barnacle," Ironside said, his voice cold as steel. "I have seen many things in my 40 years of service. I have seen battles, I have seen storms, and I have seen mutinies. But I have never seen a man turn a $60,000 payroll into a fireworks display. But, sir, it was Sterling. Sterling is a hero," Ironside snapped. "He's the only one here with enough sense to realize your insanity. Pack your bags, Barnacle. You're being transferred to a weather station in the Great Sandy Desert. Pringle, you're coming with him. Me, sir,